Welcome. Today's topic is distraction free relationships. We continue with the distraction free series that we are doing for the fourth day today, and today's topic is distraction free relationships. Today's is a fast paced world wherein families are becoming nuclear, people are having families with lesser and lesser members, and the need for human to be a social being has been greater now than any time earlier. Man needs companionship, relationships, and ability to share the joys and sorrows. And with this fast paced world, every day everyone is running behind their goals, their aspirations. So it's very important to invest and with intention to nurture our relationships. So that's where today's topic of distraction free relationships. And how do we do this? I give four tips today of how to do it. First is establishing healthy boundaries. Now, what is a boundary? Like a field can have a boundary, or a house can have compound as a boundary. Within your relationship, you can also establish boundaries. Now, what kind of boundaries I'm talking about? Boundary of what kind of time I'm going to give to my family, what quality of time I'm going to give my family, how often am I going to give my family, what kind of energy will I be using while I communicate with my family, how will I be enforcing them, how will I make sure that in the last week, month, I have abided by what boundaries I'm setting is important. With this, what happens is you will be able to have compassion and assertiveness in your family. For example, a wife and husband decide that they will spend 2 hours a day in daily chores of their home together, and at least spend one day on weekend together, either watching movie, going out, or shopping. So this is the boundary that you are setting. Abide by this boundary. The second, and which is very important point, is effective communication strategies. Especially newlywed couple need to take this point very seriously. Each of them would have been born and brought up in different families with different cultures, values, and importances given to certain aspects of life. And the first initial month or two will be honeymoon period where we adjust with other. But from the third month to the 12th month, I think is the acid test, where one person's priorities might not be the other person's priorities. There are chances of great misunderstanding. What is important here is how do we communicate? It is important to communication is not about just talking. Communication is also about listening, empathizing with the other's perspective, and expressing ourselves honestly and openly. How will this help? Communication helps you to express your thoughts, emotions, fears. You're exposing your vulnerability to the other person. Understanding the other person's perspective and synchronizing is very important. Active listening and non-verbal communication and empathetic dialogues are very important here. Let's say a wife is very she gets angry very soon. Husband needs to understand the nature of wife and need to coordinate in such a way that whenever she is angry, he's keeping his cool calm without being very eruptive in nature, understanding nature of his wife, and taking time, allowing her to cool down, and then sitting with her and then talking. So, this is very important as far as communication is concerned. The third aspect is navigating distractions in relationships. As I mentioned, it's a fast paced world, there are a lot of distractions. Husband needs wife time, wife needs husband's time, but the wife has to take care of in-laws, kids, her own career, and the needs of her husband. So she is pulled in different directions, and a wife and a husband is also pulled in different directions of bringing a livelihood, working with his own emotions, working with the challenges of office. So all these are distractions that keep you challenged. So it's very important that you stay in the present and take the challenges in your relationships head on. Make sure that you minimize your distractions and provide prioritize quality time with each other. So with effective communication, you will be able to navigate the distractions that come in the relationships. The last point that I have for today is cultivating resilience and connection. Now, all relations do not come with a guarantee. It would have been so nice that if there is a guarantee that for the next 10 years there will be no problem with the relationship between husband and wife. It doesn't happen that way, isn't it? We have to work towards it. But resilience is about when the relationship breaks, when there is sourness, when it becomes sour. That is how you rebound. How do you establish that connection? And then once again start working to have a better relationship. So, the three aspects that help you in doing this are forgiveness, forgiving the other person for whatever you think that person has done. Second is empathy, understanding what they're going through, putting yourself into their shoes. Third thing is gratitude. So, empathy, gratitude, and forgiveness will help you bring the resilience and the connection in your relationships. With this world, now let me conclude, with this world being fast paced and everyone is having no time for the other, it is important to establish relationships. Having a distraction free relationship is very important. You have to nurture relationships and then take them to the next level. It will bring you joy, fulfillment, and connection. That is what is needed in our lives, my friends. uh, Money is important, but relationship is important as well. Unless we work on it, we will not be able to nurture it. So those were my parting thoughts for today's talk. This is Veer Kulkarni, founder and CEO of Holistic Health Society. Looking forward to meet you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Bye.